This video today is going to be a little bit all over the place. We're going to have a bunch of little things going on that just don't quite work. The green screen is going to fail at one particular point. I'm going to be showing you shoes and putting shoes up on the green screen as well, which never works very well. But it's also about an NMD, and NMDs, they're an odd shoe. They're kind of, some people really dig them, some people don't really dig them. So there's an awful lot going on, and it's a shoe called Cardboard. I mean, it's just the weirdest kind of collection of things that are coming together to make this video, but it all makes sense to me. It all makes clear and perfect sense to me, and that's, is that all that matters? I get what I'm talking about, maybe not, but I'm going to do my very best to sort of string this together with an example of an NMD R1, an example of an NMD R2, and then talking about today's sneaker, which is the upcoming release of the Adidas NMD R.1 V2 Cardboard. This is the Tokyo Brought 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Brought 23 Sneaker Channel. This.毎日アップするので、毎日見てください. And every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today what we're looking at is this on the green screen for now, the Adidas NMD R1 V2 Cardboard. And I think it's important, if you want to talk about NMDs, that you have to understand the sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, like the progress or the progression of the shoe. And it's kind of weird that the NMD R1 V2 actually came out after the NMD R2. Why isn't this the NMD R3? Would be the obvious question, but for some reason they decided to go from NMD R1 to NMD R2 and then back kind of halfway between the two to NMD R1 V2, and we're going to be talking about that today, and I'll be showing you a couple of examples of shoes that I've got right here so that you can see what the R1 looks like, what the R2 looks like, and then we'll be looking at that R1 V2 in today's video. So that's what's going on here. There's a few hits on this shoe. It's got a reflective element as well, which is kind of unique, and it was one of those things. I don't usually review NMDs for the channel, to be honest. An NMD R1 V2s I kind of didn't like immediately. NMD R1s I think are very, very cool, but they don't really fit me well, and they don't look good on feet. They look good in hand, but they don't look good on feet. NMD R2s I absolutely adore. I think they're an amazing shoe, extremely comfortable, especially when they've got the prime knit upper on them. They're not so popular with other people, but I really dig them. I really get them. So that's my yes as far as NMDs are concerned. And then the NMD R1 V2 is a shoe that I really didn't get at first. At first I was like, what's the point of that? It seems a bit ridiculous. It didn't make much sense to me, but then this is the first NMD R1 V2 that's come along that I've actually been like, you know what? I kind of dig that, and that's why it's in today's video. So first things first, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the green screen. Boing. Now I don't know if that worked. Like I said, there's a bunch going on in this video, and I don't know if it's going to work, because what I'm hoping I can do is turn off the green screen for segments, and what you're looking at is literally me in front of the green screen with nothing projected there, which will make it easier for me to show you shoes. Now if the green screen's switched on, maybe I'll switch it back on, ding, and I put a shoe like this and I hold it close to the camera, it totally distorts everything around me, and it doesn't really work. So with the green screen off, it should be easy for me to show you a shoe like this, but that might not have worked. This is the first time I've tried this for the channel. I've tried this for on the green screen, so maybe none of that worked, and I'm pointing back here and the green screen's still switched on. Maybe the green screen has to be switched on for the whole video, and I can't just switch it on and off for little segments within the video, so who knows if it worked or not. But hopefully the green screen's off, and I'll be able to show you this shoe. Even if it's not, it's the green screen that will look bad, and this shoe that should look fairly good. Now this is an NMD R1. It's a little bit special because it's called the Japan pack, and you should be able to see right here on the front brick it's got Japanese writing there, which I think says the three-stripe brand in Japanese, but it's important to know that this was the first silhouette in the NMD line, because it has a brick here on the front, a brick here on the back with vertical lines on it, and then on the medial side no brick on the front and the same vertical line brick on the back. And this is a particularly useful shoe to be showing you guys today because it's got the blacked out boost, which is part of the story of today's shoe. Now this here is an NMD R2, and it's actually been on ice. These guys I wear every so often, but still you can see the outsole is actually in really good condition because I really rarely wear them. These guys I've never worn on them except to put them on, to try them on when they arrived in the post. I love this shoe, and I know it's just not what other people dig. I know it's not the thing for other people out there, but to me this is great. It's got that prime knit upper that I was talking about on there, and it's the NMD R2, so that front brick is gone, the back brick is gone, but you've still got the vertical lines on the back there. But then on the medial side, still no front brick, but you retain that back brick there as well. And then both shoes, which is important for today's video, have this special kind of pull tab on the back, which has been altered for the NMD R.1 V2, and we'll talk about that in today's video. So this came first, the NMD R1, this came second, the NMD R2, and then third came today's sneaker, the NMD R.1 V2. So let's take a close-up look at this guy here, and keep in mind these two sneakers here as well. So back to the green screen. Hopefully all that made sense, hopefully it looked good, hopefully the green screen was switched off and all that, but either way, as long as you got a view of those two shoes and understand where today's shoe comes in the sort of line of Adidas NMDs. There's also the NMD like Human Race and things like that, and slip-ons, but we'll just park that. NMD City Socks as well as another silhouette in the NMD line, but again, forget about that. Let's just focus on the NMD R1, NMD R2, and then today's shoe, the NMD R1 V2. So back up, having a look at this guy here. It's called the cardboard, which I guess is something to do with that upper on there, and that upper is a sort of knit material. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some of the important elements on the shoe, which make it to me a kind of cool looking shoe. I was surprised how good it looks. So what we're going to start doing is look from above and down onto the bottom of the lacing system, where there's a sort of oblong panel there with the letters NMD in it. And then if we travel up from that back to the top of the tongue, you can see a square branding panel up there with the Adidas branding on it. But the interesting thing is that this shoe is reflective, and what I'll show you is the lateral side in reflective mode, and you should be able to see that NMD branding at the bottom of the laces, and then also if I flip it out to this picture here, you'll see the Adidas branding now looks blue because of that reflective nature on it. So there are a couple of hits of reflective on it. It's not quite as reflective as, say, some of the Yeezy lines, because some of the Yeezy line, when you actually shine a light on them, you get a completely different shoe. It's so reflective. But these guys, it's just a sort of a couple of hits on the reflective side of things. Now go down from that, and just before we get to the midsole, you've got just below the laces a sort of funny kind of branding panel on the side there, which isn't part of the R1s or the R2s. And then down from that we get to that midsole. Now they've retained the 3 bricks from the NMD R1, lateral side at the front, lateral side at the back, medial side at the back. But what they've done is they've changed up a bit of the design. Now the front brick of those ones looks very similar to the old one, a bit sort of tapered at the front, a bit more narrow at the front than the old ones were, or the R1 ones were, and then the branding written in there. So that's kind of not too much of a departure from the previous R1s. But then if you go back to the back, I did make a point of talking about, maybe this is the easier shoe to see it on, I don't know, but the kind of ridged effect that comes in on the brick on the back of the lateral side there, and you can see that the brick is still there, but it's now a very smooth brick that is housed at the back of the shoe. And then all of that is based living in a full front to length boost midsole that's all in black and been blacked out. So it's a really nice looking shoe. The combination of the cardboard color above and then the black bricks on the black out boost is a really big thing. It works for me. And then the last thing to really go and have a look at is the way that they've changed up the tab on the back that I was talking about. This on the back of these, it's the same for the NMD R1s and R2s, but you can see instead of being a vertical tab on the back of the NMD R1s and R2s, it's now become a sort of horizontal tab that runs across the back, but it's still got that same, hopefully I'm zooming in on it here, it's still got that same kind of Adidas branding style to it, with the kind of fonts on a blocked coloured background. In the case of this one, I think it's white with a kind of orangey brown font and writing on it. So then back out to look at the shoe one last time before we finish up this video. A nice looking shoe. Like I said, it's the first NMD R1 V2 that I've really taken a shine to, and I have got a lot of NMDs, at least 3 or 4 pairs of NMD R1s, and I don't know how many pairs of NMD R2s. Even my work shoes are NMD R2s. I love them so much. So then when the NMD R1 V2s came out, I was really disappointed, and it's taken until now to finally find a colorway that I actually think looks pretty good. And these guys, You know what? They're surprisingly cool, as I said in the title of this video. So October the 14th, if it's your thing, go ahead and grab yourself a pair. Okay, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out the content. It's well past 1 o'clock in the morning now, man alive. But it is Friday night when I'm shooting this, so I've got hopefully a long lie if my little girl cooperates tomorrow morning. So I'll go chuck this video into the computer and then get some shut-eye. Thank you guys for checking out the content, and I'll say what I say at the end of every single video, which is that I do this every single day. So you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.